DJ's doctors believe his cancer likely came from a chemical he was exposed to when he was younger. Since 1975, rates of child cancer have increased by more than 40%. Reversing this trend is one of the top priorities for our new presidential commission to make America healthy again, chaired by our new Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy, Jr.
It's okay. It's okay. You can disagree with policy and still think it's kind of cool that a kid survived brain cancer. It's all right. We won't think any less of you. It'd be hard to, Debbie. Having a child with brain cancer is bad enough. To not know what caused it is bad enough. And yeah, it's likely a toxic exposure. It could be the cell phones. We don't know. Brain cancer and cell phone use do go hand in hand. And of course, all of the generally recognized as safe compounds that are in your food, you're getting a lot more of that than you think you are. So I don't think DJ is alone in getting cancer as a result to an exposure. What they are finding is that several batches of the mandatory mRNA vaccine that we all took or had to take a few years ago, they started forcefully making children take it, even though they weren't at risk for COVID. Those batches of vaccine had contaminants in them and tested independently. In fact, someone who was very pro vaccine did the testing multiple times because he didn't believe what he was seeing. The contaminant in those vaccines is something called SV40. It's a common contaminant because of the way we make vaccines and do genetic research. SV40 comes from a simian monkey virus, and it basically acts as a proto-oncogene. So in other words, increases the incidence of malignancy. And there are a lot of malignancies that when you test them, you will find SV40 in them. And I hate to break it to you, that it comes from vaccine contaminants. And so that is one of the fail-safes that should have been tested before those vaccines went out. But of course, they pushed them out the door so rapidly that fail-safe apparently was not as safe and the system failed. I'm a little disappointed in that clip that some of the members of Congress couldn't find it in their hearts to be happy for that little kid. Was practically in tears. He was so excited about what was happening. You couldn't help the little kid out, really? That's a little disappointing. Like, who's the child in this room right now? The boy who survived cancer or some of these Congress people who don't get their way. So anyway, in an effort to make America healthy again, we will bring more clips like this to you. And so if you missed some of these news stories, you get to see them. And pay attention to the toxins in your environment. When in doubt, always do the research. Always know what the risk and benefits to all procedures are. That is your God-given right for informed consent. And that's what we'll keep pushing here on this channel. And hey, let's make America healthy again.